Today's show will focus on the life and challenges of a little girl who has a rare inherited metabolic disease called glycogen storage disease, or GSD. This disease was almost universally fatal until 1971, when the first effective therapy was discovered, which consisted of cornstarch and water. Our guests today's lives changed when they discovered that their precious baby girl Daphne was afflicted with this rare disease. Their mission is to learn to cope with the disease while searching for a cure for GSD and striving as much as possible to give Daphne a normal life.
Dr. Tunishai Ford is an ordained minister, inspirational, highly motivational speaker, and acclaimed author of I Miss the Hugs, Not the Hurt, and This is a Comma in Your Life, Not a Period. To book Dr. Tunishai Ford to speak and motivate your staff, organization, or church, or to order her life-changing books today, I Miss the Hugs, Not the Hurt, and This is a Comma in Your Life, Not a Period, just visit drtford.com. That's drtford.com.
GNLD, empowering people since 1958 with life-changing products. Vitality Aloe Vera Plus reduces stress, fights fatigue, normalizes blood sugar. Trianin Grain Concentrate, enhanced cellular function. Full Motion renews and repairs cartilage in joints for comfort. For more information, call the ESIM team, independent GNLD distributors at 313-408-6489. 313-408-6489. GNLD.
Welcome to the Dr. Tunishai Ford Show. And before I introduce my guest in the studio today, I would like for you to watch a video with a Dr. David Weinstein from the University of Florida. He is an expert on the GSS disease, the glycogen storage disease.
Glycogen storage disease is quite rare, affecting only 1 of 100,000 people, primarily children. But each of them has a friend and ally in Dr. David Weinstein, Associate Professor of Pediatrics at the College of Medicine and Director of the University of Florida's Glycogen Storage Disease Program. It is the largest clinical and research program of its kind in the world, treating 80% of the nation's severe GSD patients.
Glycogen storage is a severe disorder where children can't release sugar from their liver. So you and I eat a meal. During that meal, we store sugar in the liver. And then whenever the meal's done digesting, after about an hour and a half, the liver releases sugar to run the body. These kids can't do it. So anytime they stop eating or stop their treatment, the blood sugar immediately falls. They are at risk for seizures, and they can even die. It was a disease that was completely fatal until about 1971.
The main treatment for GSD, oddly enough, is consuming cornstarch, which is hard to digest and therefore releases glucose into the blood slowly. Cornstarch is a practical, affordable method of providing gradually digested glucose to those who suffer from GSD. 1 tablespoon contains nearly 9 grams of carbohydrates. While cornstarch is a safe, relatively inexpensive treatment that requires no equipment, the patient must consume it every 3 to 4 hours. Since coming to UF, Weinstein and his research teams have worked on extended-release cornstarch preparations.
Cornstarch, well, it's not ideal. If we could just allow people to sleep through the night, we will have made a lot of progress. So that's been one of our goals, is to find a new product that would take that pressure off of needing treatments every 3 to 4 hours, allowing people to sleep, because then it really wouldn't be such a bad disease.
So what attracted Dr. Weinstein to the University of Florida?
I wanted to make sure that every child got taken care of and that we could really build a program. And even though I was at an outstanding institution, I was at Harvard, we were able to come to a place and build something from scratch. The second reason I moved down here is we were able to build this ideal program, this dream of helping everybody. The collaborations that happen here are really quite unique and allowed the work to go forward together.
But the fight against GSD continues to be an uphill battle.
There are very few doctors who know anything about glycogen storage disease. You have a disease that may get 5 or 10 minutes in medical school, if that, and doctors get hundreds or thousands of diseases like that in medical school, and you just don't learn everyone.
Even its current treatment option tends to undermine Dr. Weinstein and his colleagues.
You have a disease that is treated by a gravy thickener. And how do you get people to take this disease seriously when you go to the supermarket and get your medical treatment? Right now we need the support to keep the work going. all of our research at this point, because of the tough financial period, is being supported by philanthropy. And that has limited our work at times.
Through all of this, Dr. Weinstein remains optimistic about the future and a potential cure for glycogen storage disease, thanks largely in part to the University of Florida.
We've been able to create research programs here that never would have been possible at other places. We collaborate here at the University of Florida in a way that I've never seen at other institutions.
And the proof is in the progress.
In terms of the progress here, it's really been quite remarkable. We've been able to get new treatments. We've been able to get new technology. We've been able to work on getting to the point of realistically being able to talk about curing this disease. But there's still a lot more to do. And with the infrastructure we have here, I think the future is very bright and the potential is endless.
With its tremendous infrastructure, combined with advanced gene therapy, pioneering surgeries, and unsurpassed passion like that of Dr. David Weinstein, the University of Florida is making great headway on glycogen storage disease as well as other rare diseases that afflict children. For more information about GSD, please visit the University of Florida Glycogen Storage Disease Program website.
Michigan, are you listening? This week at Paul's, buy a TV over $9.99 and get your choice. A free Android tablet, a free soundbar with Bluetooth, a free 32-inch LCD, or get up to $500 Visa gift cards with Samsung's best ultra-thin smart TVs. Free TVs, free soundbars, free Visa gift cards, and free delivery? Not online, not at the warehouse stores. Only at Paul's TV, the king of big screen. Inside all Art Van furniture stores.
You probably think you have to know somebody to hire a great law firm. Well, you do know somebody. You know me, Jeffrey Feiger. You know what I stand for. You know that I fight for my clients' rights. And you know that Feiger Law has 18 of the best trial lawyers in America. Insurance companies, corporations, and government are counting on you to hire a lawyer who will take any settlement they offer. But who will stand up for you when your life is on the line? We will.
Make tomorrow awesome with Xfinity TV from Comcast. Right now, you can get Xfinity TV for just $14.99 a month for 6 months with HD DVR service free for 3 months. Call 1-877-656-2548 today. Get the top networks and popular channels like AMC and Discovery in digital quality. Plus, never miss a thing with HD DVR service. Record your favorite shows and watch them on your schedule in stunning HD. Call 1-877-656-2548 and get Xfinity TV for just $14.99 a month for 6 months. Don't forget to ask how you can get Xfinity on demand with the best in entertainment anytime on any device. Plus premium channels like HBO and Showtime. Get Xfinity TV for just $14.99 a month for 6 months with HD DVR service free for 3 months. Tomorrow could be awesome if you call today. Call 1-877-656-2548 and make the switch now. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Welcome back to the Dr. Tunishai Ford Show. Our guests today are 3 very special people that I want to introduce to you. Our guests today are Brian Pollock. Hello. His lovely wife, Lori.
Hi.
Hi, Lori.
Hi.
And my co-host today, Daphne.
Daphne.
Hi, Daphne.
Hi.
Say hi to everybody. Say hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Today we're going to talk about the glycogen storage disease. And you just saw a video, and now we have 3 people whose lives have been very greatly impacted by the disease. Brian, tell me about when Daphne was born, or should I say after she was born, when did you discover that she had the GSS disease?
Well, there were signs before we discovered that she had GSD when she was very young. She was very lethargic, didn't want to drink milk to begin with. And it was the point that it would take us 2 hours to try and get her to drink like a ½ ounce of milk.
Okay.
It was very scary in the beginning, and doctors actually thought that we weren't even feeding her, but luckily, after a couple of weeks, she started to bounce back and she started to become healthy for a while. And then, we thought everything was fine, perfectly healthy girl. A little bit on the chunky side as toddlers get, or as they're growing up. And we go for her 1-year checkup, and the pediatrician's eyes got like very large, and she just had a sign of worry on her face and said that her liver was enlarged, and that we immediately had to go to the hospital to get some blood tests done to see why her liver was enlarged.
Okay, Lori, when you discovered that she had the GSD, and you and Brian, that really impacted your lives at that time. And you said she was a year old when you discovered that she had the disease?
Yes, she was a year old when we discovered that there was something wrong with her, but
Okay.
we didn't know exactly what was wrong with her. We just knew there was something wrong with her liver.
Okay.
So the blood tests came back that her liver function tests were elevated, and there were other problems with her blood work. So we had to go to U of M and Children's Hospital for a whole bunch of different tests. They took x-rays of every single bone in her body and like a bunch of ultrasounds, all kinds of other tests for leukemia, MS. They just went through everything trying to figure out what was making her liver enlarged. It basically, she looked like she was overweight, but it was actually her liver. It was,
her belly
like
wasn't
huge.
large. Okay.
Yes, it was like round and huge.
Okay.
So finally they were pretty sure that it was like glycogen storage disease at U of M, and they did a liver biopsy where they take a little piece of the liver, and they found that glycogen was being stored in the liver, so it definitely was a glycogen storage disease, and then we're able to treat it with the knowledge of what it was.
Okay, now what is glycogen, Ryan?
Glycogen is stored sugar within the body. It's stored within the liver and released after a period when you stop eating. So it basically tides you over in between your meals.
Okay, now which type does she have?
She has type 1A, or it's called von Gerke's.
Okay.
And basically her liver can't take the stored sugar and reutilize it, as well as other sugars from fruit, from dairy products, simple table sugar, so all the sweets. She can't have those because it'll get stored in her liver, and that's what makes it large. At a time, I believe it was like 2 or 3 times the size of what it actually should have been. And kids at that point, they can't do anything contact because basically they could rupture their livers.
When did Dr. Weinstein get involved in her life?
After we had did the workup over at the University of Michigan, we had come across a great website called GSD Life.
Okay.
It's essentially like a Facebook for families that are affected by glycogen storage disease. And through there we found out about this doctor named Dr. David Weinstein. Everyone was talking about him, and it was almost like too good to be true. It just sounded like it was almost like a paid commercial, because there's so many people talking about what he did and how what he did was different than from what our local doctors were doing. And after we got our workup over at the University of Michigan, we knew that we were going to have to take several months in order to start seeing a specialist over there. So during that time, I sent an email to Dr. Weinstein and just kind of told him about the history, what was going on. I'd sent it to him that morning. That night, he gave me a call, and I talked to him for about an hour and a half on the phone.
Okay, now at this time, we just saw the video. How long has he been working with Daphne? She's 4.5 years old, so since the time you told him about the disease, that she had it, he's worked with you all very closely with that?
He'll be working with her for 3 years now.
Okay.
This October, we'll be going down to the University of Florida in Gainesville, and she undergoes 24-hour observation, where they essentially draw her blood every hour on the hour, and they look for her blood sugars to see if they're going low, and they look for her lactic acid to see if that is going high. Those two have an inverse relationship, and so that way you can get an idea of when she's actually starting to go low, rather than just the sudden drop.
Okay, let's talk about the treatment. The treatment right now is cornstarch and water. Now, what exactly does the cornstarch and water do for Daphne?
Oh, well, the cornstarch is a simple sugar.
Okay.
It's pure glucose, and it's raw, so it's good, and basically it's almost like a gelatinous substance, or a jelly-like substance within the body, and so it slowly gets released from the stomach and the intestines into the bloodstream. So it provides a constant level of blood sugar over a period of 4 hours.
So how long does she have to, how often does she have to take this I'm going to call it a concoction, but it's actually her therapy. Okay, you know, stone concoction, you know, stone, what's it called?
Cornstarch.
Cornstarch, okay, and water, okay. I call it concoction, but it's actually her therapy, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, how often does she have to take it every?
She takes it every 4 hours around the clock.
So what happens if she doesn't take it?
Even in the nighttime.
What did you say, Daphne?
She said even in the nighttime.
You take it at nighttime, so tell me, how does it taste, Daphne?
Yucky.
Yucky?
Yeah.
It tastes yucky?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe one day I can try some. What do you think? No? Okay. Okay.
It's a little bit like drinking sandy water.
Okay, we're going to get ready to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Do you have the right Medicare health plan? Are you saving money? And are you with a company you can rely on? The answer to your questions could be a Medicare supplement insurance plan from Humana with the benefits and savings you want. You can get all the facts in this free booklet, Making Medicare Supplement Insurance Work for You, and it's yours just by calling 1-888-238-5497.
For a competitive monthly premium, you get peace of mind knowing many of your medical costs will be covered, all from a company that's been helping people with Medicare for more than 20 years. And with a Medicare supplement plan like that offered by Humana, you always have the freedom to go to any doctor, specialist, or hospital.
The booklet is free and there's no obligation. So call now, 1-888-238-5497. That's 1-888-238-5497.
Not everyone can dunk, but everyone can dip. Checkers' new $2 Chicken Dippers box. White meat chicken deliciously seasoned, just begging to be dipped. 6 delicious dippers, plus Checkers' famous seasoned fries for an unbeatable $2. It's a slam dip. Checkers, feast on. Love loaded fries? Get them loaded 3 different ways, only at Checkers.
Every LASIK candidate deserves the best, and the Yaldo Eye Center, Michigan's leader, has performed more LASIK procedures than anyone in Michigan and always uses state-of-the-art lasers. Dr. Yaldo knows that affordability is a serious issue, and this week is offering LASIK for $6.99 an eye, regardless of your prescription. You demand the best. That's why his patients say it's not just LASIK, it's LASIK with Dr. Yaldo. The Yaldo Eye Center. Call 1-888-881-2020.
There's still time to enjoy an affordable summer-like vacation. Come discover Myrtle Beach's 60 best-kept secrets while enjoying 60 miles of coastline, all during 60 of the best days to enjoy ideal weather, warm ocean waters, and incredible experiences beyond the beach. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/60 days and save on oceanfront accommodations. With so many undiscovered treasures, now's the best time to visit. We'll show you 60 amazing reasons why. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/60 days and find out what all the talk is about.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, my guests today in the studio are Brian and Lori Paulick and their little girl, Daphne. Say, welcome back. Look at the camera and say, welcome back. No? Okay. Okay. This is my little co-host, Daphne. Okay, and she's going to be telling us a little bit about her treatment in a few moments. I want to ask a question. Now that she's been diagnosed, she's seeing Dr. Weinstein, how has this really impacted your life? How has your life changed since you discovered she had the GSD?
You don't think, since we've gotten things under control with her, you know, our lives are pretty much like everybody else's, except we have to get up in the middle of the night every single night and give her treatment. So, but I mean, we're really happy that she's healthy and she's doing well. Ever since she's seen him, she's like totally changed. She looks different, she acts different, she's grown. Prior to seeing him, she was not growing. She was stunted, basically. She just wasn't growing, and she was getting bigger outwardly instead of up.
So what kind of treatment right now is he giving her? Besides the cornstarch and the water, he's doing something else with Daphne to kind of help her with this disease.
Just diet restrictions.
Diet restrictions, okay.
I mean, it's a beautifully simple process. And we need to make sure that the world knows about the proper care, because if children and adults have proper care, they can live long, fulfilling lives, normal like everyone else. There's children out there that they've grown up and they're parents now. You know, there's architects, there's landscape architects out there. You know, there's so many people. There's professional baseball players in Israel. You know, the sky is the limit, but we just got to make sure that, you know, people are getting their cornstarch, and that we try to advance, you know, through new therapies to give people even more of a normal life. Because as Lori said, you know, we do this every day around the clock, every 4 hours. So it means that, you know, we don't ever get a full night's rest.
Okay.
Imagine, you know, when you have a child, and when you first have a baby, and that level of fatigue that you have, it's always with us. You know.
I want to ask Daphne. Daphne, tell me some of the things you like to do.
Play.
Play. What else? Do you have any favorite movies like to look at, or any? What's your favorite movie?
Tango.
Tangled.
Tangled? Oh, okay. Is that about the animals? Tangled?
Rapunzel.
Okay, Rapunzel. Okay. Oh, yeah, about the long hair. Okay. And what's your favorite book?
Mm.
Come on, you can tell me. Hey, you can't look at them. You're the co-host. Look at me. What's your favorite book?
No.
You don't know because you can't read yet. That's what you told me, right? You can't read yet. Well, you know what? I think that you're a really brave little girl, and you have wonderful parents, don't you? And you love them very much? Very good. Very good, sweetheart. Isn't she beautiful? I think she's just lovely. She's just lovely. Brian, you know, at this time, you know, you're trying to give her some normalcy and everything, and you're going through this cornstarch. Are they trying to discover something right now where you can get a good night's sleep and you don't have to take this cornstarch therapy?
They are. Through the University of Florida, they've been doing research on extended release cornstarch.
Okay.
It's actually a medical grade food, and you know, basically, you know, they're still in the trials with this, so it's affecting some people well and other people not as well. But you know, the hope is that you'll be able to go 8 hours in between doses, and so, you know, people will be able to get a full night's rest.
Okay.
Additionally, they are working on a cure through gene therapy. They have dogs. There's these Maltese dogs that they have GSD as well. And so at University of Florida, they monitor these dogs. They see which ones have it, and they're doing this gene therapy where they are essentially taking a virus, putting it into the liver, and that virus injects the antidote. And before the University of Florida got started with this therapy, the longest dog that had GSD lived for 24 days. Now going on 4 years, and you know, they're still strong. I mean, some of them actually had to, you know, don't even need the therapy anymore. So there's a lot of hope, but it actually costs about $500,000 a year just to fund that specific type of research. So we're trying to raise money, trying to raise awareness about this disease, so that way, you know, we can help all the children around the world, all the adults, so everyone can live a happy life, just like Daphne.
Are there people walking around right now who may be adults, who may have GSD, and they don't know it?
Very well could be. You know, there's, as I said, there's support groups online. So there's GSD Life, there's GSD Net, as well as there's lots of Facebook pages out there now. And so we get, you know, we see lots of conversations going on, and there's what's called adult onset.
Okay.
So there's about 9 different forms of GSD. You know, Daphne has one type. Some of them lay dormant until they're actually adults.
Okay.
And a lot of those involve muscle fatigue and muscle wasting. So it involves a high protein diet. It involves lots of exercise. You know, a lot of people end up in wheelchairs. It can be a very debilitating disease.
Okay, so you said there are different types. A couple of things you wanted to share in terms of 4 items you wanted to share that you want everybody to remember. Do you know? Can you tell us that now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, glycogen storage disease is a very rare disease that affects people across the world. There is, you know, GSD. People affected with GSD on all of the continents except for Antarctica. Okay. 400 people are within the University of Florida, led by Dr. Weinstein, and it's very rare. 2, that there's no actual medical research being done outside of the University of Florida and several other universities, which is all funded through private donations. Families like us, families like others within the U.S. doing bake sales, doing small little fundraisers to try and raise money for Dr. Weinstein and others like Dr. Weinstein. And third, the treatment is manageable, but it needs constant care.
Okay.
If Daphne gets sick, a simple stomach virus, she's in the hospital. She has to get hooked up to an IV, and they have to monitor her. And it could take half a week or a week out of our schedule just from a simple stomach virus. And how many kids get stomach viruses during the winter?
Yes.
So care, awareness, letting the other doctors know about how to actually treat this disease.
Okay.
And through money and through research, we can cure this.
Okay. Daphne, why don't you look in that camera right there and say, "We'll be right back after this commercial break." So we'll be right back, right there. Right there. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
If you or someone you know has overcome great challenges in life, be it health, life experiences, or a spiritual journey, the Dr. Tunishai Ford Show wants to hear from you. Email Dr. Tunishai Ford at www.producer@drtford.com. That's producer@drtford.com, and tell us your story. More information on this program is available at drtford.com.
GNLD, empowering people since 1958 with life-changing products. Vitality Aloe Vera Plus reduces stress, fights fatigue, normalizes blood sugar. Trianin, grain concentrate, enhanced cellular function. Full motion, renewals and repairs cartilage in joints for comfort. For more information, call the ESIM team, independent GNLD distributors at 313-408-6489. 313-408-6489. GNLD.
In 2005, Dr. David Weinstein moved from Harvard Medical School and Children's Hospital Boston to the University of Florida in order to pursue a dream of performing gene therapy in glycogen storage disease. Because of his research and findings, he has given a little girl the desire to laugh and smile, and her family hope in facing their greatest challenge. We are truly inspired by their courage and their heart to persevere and thrive. This is a true example that there is nothing impossible to them that believe. But let's not stop in just believing in the ability of doctors, but also in the power of prayer for healing. To a little girl named Daphne and others like her, we salute you for your courage, your faith, and your stamina. And to my TV audience, remember to go out and be an inspiration to others as you discover your own uniqueness. God bless.